Hey guys, this is me, Gideon here. I'm referred to Painfully Funny. So today I'm gonna be telling you what is Blender and how to use it and how to get better at it. I know I've been usually posting a lot of gritty videos on my YouTube channel, but this time I'm deciding to do some Blender because I think that stuff is really good, and I've been devoted on that. It's been really good. So I'd strongly suggest I'm giving it a try. But this is how to get comfortable with it though. So yeah, please just sit back and enjoy the video.
Okay, as you see over here, you can see we have a random default cube, and we also have like a light and a camera. Thing is, though, you can always hit the right click button, and that means if we select something here. And see, this is a highlight orange. But if you hold shift, that means you can select multiple stuff. And you see this thing over here. This is actually been orange now because the light orange means first, and the darker means the second. But you see, if all of these are dark orange, that means that you selected 3, and this one over here is actually the orange. And also, in this over here is a numpad 5, where you can see that it's called current view here, but this is usually my favorite type of view because it's much more easier for me to work. Numpad is like numpad 5, and you see over here we have like the normal grid, and over here that's good. It's like that's usually the best way to work. And you see over here that this is actually called the time bar, and this over here is playback jump to the endpoint, and this one goes to other keyframes, and this one is the reverse, and this one is the playing forward, and this one is going forward and to the forward. These are all back over here, these 3 lines, and these are all front. And this little thing over here is called auto keying, because you cannot really play something like you just go, I'll just put it right there, and then I'll go to the next frame, and then just like that, and also hit Alt-A to like Alt-G to reset it. But also the thing is though, if you don't want to have auto keying, you can just go like this, like so. First you hit I, and hit location. If you're doing only a location, it won't work on a rotation. See, like it will only work like this here, and then I just add another location until you hit Alt-R. Yeah, hit Alt-R to reset the rotation. This is the rotation here. So auto keying is for lazy people. So first you put like a starter key point, and then you can push either Z, X, or Y. Y is this angle, and X is this angle, and Z is up or down. So like if I just like that, and you have animation. Super simple. And also a numpad 0 is the camera here, and also you can control it too, but you just exit when you just first come out, and just push numpad 0 again. Until then, you can go to view, and there's a thing where you can lock the camera to hit camera to view, and then you can see now you can move this over here. And also what we say when you move something that you don't want it, but you still move it, you hit the right click button. Sorry, selecting is actually the left click, my bad. Yeah, say I picked up by mistake, and then hit the right, then you reset it and it snaps back. Here's also one thing you can do here, that you can also pick up pick it up to a snapping point, and see this like little magnet over here? I enabled it there. That's snapping mode. But also there's other ways you could do snapping mode. Say we got vertex, but this is for editing. You hit tab for edit mode. Edit mode is something that's how you do something for design and stuff. And also, but on edit mode, you could do this with the vertice. Like you could just go like that, and it'll snap right on there. But if you don't have it on vertices, you'll just go like that. And also, there's also transforming pivot points here. And here we got 2 objects over here. Shift P to duplicate. And you see, we got the bounding box center, and see they all go together. Well, this only works on editing. See, they go together. But if you select individual origins, maybe let's do the normal. Individual origins means like you do it by itself. See, it goes like that. Or if you go onto 3D cursor, which is over here, that's the spawning point for object, and you see it goes a lot like that. And median point is actually something that works. See, you can see that those little lines over there to the like in the middle. See, it's into the medium point. And this is active element, where it activates on the first selected. On the first selected stuff. You see, this is the active element in this thing that starts on the first selected point of vertices, or on faces, or on edges too. And select all of them. You push A. Let's say that you wanted only this face to not be selected, and you want all these to be selected. You can't just like, alright, I'm just gonna go like that over here, and just go to the others. No, don't do that. That's punishment. You hit Control I, and see over there it changes. If you see Control I, this is the normal part. This is the new that's over here. Pretty cool, huh? But also, of course, when you hit, when you hit all of them, it's on phase. It will not select this one here. And there's a lot of stuff you can do with Blender here. But first of all, if you don't want to do the hotkeys, there's like all the other type of stuff, like move. And this thing has the Z, X to Y. This is the R, which has Y over here, and X, and Z. And Z is actually a switch. And this over here is the scale, and you push S to scale the entire thing. Like Z, X, or Y. See, this one's just like, this one locks the X axis, and this one locks the Y axis, and this one locks the Z axis. Like, see these little squares over there? This one is all together. Those white rings over here. This one is all of them. Well, you can use it for any type of stuff, whether you're in a haste or something, but usually when you get better with the hotkeys, it won't matter that much. This one adds in another cube here. This thing I got on the plus cube, you go like this, and then you just scan it around, and then you just let it go down or up. This is up. And you see over there, you add in another cube. But if you want it to be attached while you added the cube here, you could select the edit mode here, and then go onto the cube over there. You see there's other hotkeys here. And then you see it's attached to edit mode. But object mode is actually one object. And the object is the main importance of 3D modeling. The edit mode stuff is not visible on render, but object mode is visible on render. And I'll explain more of that later. This over here is extrude, but we don't usually use that hotkey too much. And see, the thing is though, you just hit E to extrude, actually. It's super easy. And also, Control B adds in a bevel. And say, if you select all of them, you'll get a beveled cube. But if you want to add in more geometry, you go like that. You hit the scroll wheel, and therefore you got yourself a round cube. Look how cute that is. Anyway, so we got all kind of other stuff that you can do with the Blender, but there's more. And if you want to like try to add more geometry without beveling, you hit Control R, which adds a loop cut, rather to the Z, to the Y, or to the X. It goes a lot like that. You just hit the select button, and you can slide it around so it won't affect the cube. But if you do, it'll affect the cube though. But also the way you can try to do it better is by hitting G 2 times. GG. And also you see these yellow lines over here? That means, but also if you see it, like that means that that's the original spot now. And that spot is a trap. And so yeah, But also, say you don't want the edge, but if you delete the edge, it'll just have something like that. But you go to actually dissolve edges, then you see it perfectly fine. But you see, let me talk about these, like the vertices facing edges. Vertices are the dots, and they also control one edge, but also they stretch a variety of edges, and they can also move a face. That's pretty weird. And you see, it's not really good when you have like a face that has no geometry for that. Of course, you can hit the K for a knife tool to make it look more symmetrical a bit. And you see, yeah, it has no bouncing face. And now it's just, and so, but if you hit B, it'll look a little weird. But there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Blender. There's a lot of stuff. And also, see, the vertices move 3 faces. No, moves 3 edges. And also moves a little bit of a face. But a face moves only one thing at a time, but it can't go like that. When you see the edge, you can rather only move 2 vertices here. And see, when you go like that, it controls the height of the face. You can hit G 2 times, but move it up or down, something like that. And also, so keep in mind, vertices, they are one. The vertices are the important parts of edit mode. The vertices are, but they control 1. The edges, they control 2 vertices. And the face is control 4, or a multiple of them. But see, the vertices are also very powerful for deleting. If you dissolve vertices, you would get this, which is so weird. But also, when you delete them, you actually get 3 faces. And when you got an edge, you delete 2 vertices. And so then you actually keep the roof, you keep the floor, and you keep the walls, and you keep the other one. And the face over here is actually 1. So it's 4 vertices. And there's quite a lot of stuff you can do with it here. Like, we got a lot of other stuff. This is the object where you control the rotation, and the scale. And this is actually one. You have all kind of other stuff here. And this one over here is called, it's like the viewport display. Here, we got the wire, which actually does this, where you can see through the object. And texture is like this. Sound, same thing, kind of the same thing as wire. But solid, the same thing as texture, pretty much. And there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's also modifiers, too. And see, when you add a modifier, there's solidify. But it's going to be a little hard to show you. When you see over here, it was a little thin, like super thin. But you see, you control the thickness. And that, over there, you can make things thicker without trying to extrude. And yes, it'll save your time. Because if I did it without that, it'll just go like that. And it'll just make a hole. You either want that. Well, if you want to, it's part of the model. But also, here's the modifier here. And also, trying to do your model stuff can be very, very time consuming. But also, there's all types of other modifiers you can use here. Now, we got the mirror. The mirror modifier also tries to duplicate one object until it forms into another. And see, and there's also it follows along with the other object. And it's super good. It's super good. And also, I do have this add-on called auto mirroring, where it actually is a mirror image. It's a and you see over here we go, and this thing flies like a bird, kind of. But also, I usually start off on negative y when I start modeling. I just get comfortable with that. And it just goes like that. Super simple. Of course, it does show that there's a mirror modifier on it, though. And of course, this thing has flipping on, which means that it's attached. When it's unenabled, then it's not attached. So that's one of the things. And over here we got subdivision modifier over here, and this thing adds in more levels. But we usually start off with just one because that's probably the more we use, the more it can probably slow down the computer. But there's also like simple. The reason it may look like the same, but believe me, it actually has has more geometry. Like you can see other bits of those geometries. Without them, then it would look like that. See, the thing is, so subdivision adds in more geometry to your model, and also there's also the boolean here. You see, this thing should be the boolean here if you want to have a hole in it. And you go into this dropper and go to the object, and you see over here, you can see the line is marking something. Push H to hide, and you see you added a hole, and it adds in perfectly. Or you can rather see it while moving it. You can rather go to the wire, and then you can see how well it looks when you just like, you know, it just looks so good. And here's the fun part though. You could try to go to edit mode and hit subdivide, and then try to give it more geometry or more cuts until then you can go to fractal. And then you add in some like, you can use it to make like a little mini cave, whatever you want to do with it really. And also we got the bevel modifier where you see it adds in a nice bevel. And see, but it's still an object according to the. See, it's actually to a bevel. But see, there's also segments and all kind of stuff here. It just adds in on a good looking angle. Like it just adds some nice. It just tries to not make your model too sharp. All type of other stuff here. And the array modifier. See, this thing over here may look like it got expanded, but this is actually a count, or count a variety of states, and it's called the array. The factor also controls the direction, and then you can hit array, and it goes to the same direction as you moved your cube to the factor. And this is the Y, where you start to change the Y direction to the Z. You can just control it to that. It's as good as that. But if you want it to be together, you just gotta put it to 1 because the main direction is 1. And you see that's the size. This is the direction. And you see over here they're all connected. And so you can hit apply and apply the modifier, and they're all objects actually. Because according to the array, they're not really objects. They're actually there. It's the process of modeling. And you see, to make it look better by just like doing it like that, it's pretty cool. Yeah. And you see, this is one way to save time. And also and also with all the other stuff here, I'm just gonna move them a bit. And we're gonna put a apply there. And I say you want to try to model them, like what you want to try like merging one. You can hit M to merge that cursor, and you see it moves to the 3D cursor. But by distance, you can't really use that right now but that's meant to remove vertices from being separated from another model. It's really useful. At center there. And see at center, there you just merge them and see it over there. Let's see if you just scale them together, it will not do much for that other one. You see, I'm gonna do I did as much as I can though, but well, that's all about Blender. I'll do more about it later, so hope you get comfortable with it and have fun with it. Just try to figure something out. Do your best.